Not today, Bubba.
Go get him, Bubba. Love you.
Not today, Bubba. Gordy, can I bother you for a second? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Got an absolute barn burner in store for you today. This is the Brilliantly Dumb Show. I am Big Game Bob coming to you on your local airwaves. However you're listening, whyever you're listening, folks, we're just happy you are indeed listening. Let me tell you how it's going to run here today. We're going to head over to Jersey Jerry, also known as Gerard Gilfone. Just won his own segment on the show, picked 7 out of 10 bets correctly in just ridiculous fashion. This will be his first segment here on the show. We're going to head over to Jersey Jerry. Before we do so, me and Jerry were on the phone, and I was looking at a video of Shaquille O'Neal trying the one-chip challenge, the hot, spicy challenge. And I said to Jerry, Jerry, there's no way that you could do that. Of course, Jerry being Jerry said, I could do that. No problem. No big deal. I'm going to steamroll through that. Send me the chip. So what did I do? I sent him the chip. And what he's going to do for you today on his first segment of the show is take the chip while he gives his pick of the week. So he's going to try and eat the world's hottest Pocky chip. It's called, while he gives his take. Now, he pretty much can't speak when he eats it. We just got done recording. Jerry seriously cannot even speak when he eats the chip. So for those of you listening in your cars right now, when you hear silence, just know it is me cracking the fuck up, and it is Jersey Jerry trying to open his mouth to say something, but the chip's too hot to where he can't open his mouth. It's absolute chaos. This is the way we do things here on the show. Jersey Jerry will eat the hottest chip on the planet, the Pocky chip. Let's head over to Jersey Jerry. Gerard Gilfone, are you with us? Gerard, there he is, Jersey Jerry. Look at Jerry Don. Look at Jerry Don here. Talk to me, big fella.
I'm red hot, Bob. Red hot.
Jerry, let's tell the folks before we get into anything, okay, how this is going to shape out with your segment that you just won in miraculous fashion. Okay, let's break it down to them. This is the way it's going to work, Jerry Dunn. Mm-hmm. BetMGM is going to give me and you $1,000 to play with and place bets with. Now, what we got to do, Jer, is somehow get that to $10,000. If we can turn 1,000 to 10,000, we're allowed to cash out at 10 grand and take the cash. But we got to get to 10,000. Are you okay with that, Jerry Dunn?
I mean, you've seen it last segment, so I mean, it's going to be something easy this time.
We know how this dance goes before we even jump to that, Jerry. And I know you're a little nervous for it. You talked the talk to me before. Me and you had a debate. You wanted to come out with a bang here for your first episode. Now, we were talking about the hot chip challenge, and we were looking at the video of Shaquille O'Neal trying to do it. It didn't work out for him. You're boasting, saying, not a problem, no big deal. I could come out episode 1 and do the hot chip challenge. Do you still feel that way, Gerard?
Yeah, I mean, let's face the facts. I'm like a freight train, Bob. Just can't be stopped by anything. And if you guys think like a chip's going to stop me, you're mistaken, Bob.
Now, Jerry, so what I did, I said, okay, I'll take you up on that. One day later, thank you, Amazon Prime, you have the hot chip challenge at your door. Before you go ahead, show us that chip, Jerry D. Whoa. Talk us through that chip, Jer.
I mean, it says on the packaging, Packy One Chip Challenge 2020. Inside the package is one extremely hot tortilla chip. And it's, there's a bunch of warnings on the back. Don't eat this if you're sensitive to spicy foods, which I'm the least bit sensitive to spicy foods. So I don't think it's a problem.
All right, Jer. So what you're going to do here is we're going to discuss, we already know, I know your pick, what you like going into this. We both agreed on something. You like a game, I like a game. Before we take our game, give us our sponsor, Jer. Who are we presented by? Say that shit with enthusiasm before you rip that chip.
Hey, Bobby, we're sponsored by Bro Bible. The long wait is over. Football is back. and new customers at BetMGM Sports can kick off the season with 100% deposit match up to $500. Simply sign up and make a deposit with bonus code BROBIBLE to take advantage of this special offer. And there's never been a better time to get on the action other than BetMGM Sports.
Very well done, Jerry Dunn. Very well done, Jerry Dunn. Now let's cut the bullshit. Let's get right to it. Give me your take. Give me your take for the first episode here. Who we're gonna pick before you give it. Bite on down. Talk us through this chip. Here he goes. This is Jerry Dunn.
So the packaging is obviously closed here. Can't get it open. I'm gonna get it open. Let me put my latex gloves on, Bobby, because
You brought gloves for it, Jer? Is it that hot?
I read that you need gloves for this. Yes,
Okay.
100%.
Holy shit, you really do got the latex. Where'd you pull out latex gloves, Jer? Did you get it for the challenge?
No, I got these from Japan.
He brought a little gallon of milk right here too. Here he goes. He's gonna take the chip and he's gonna give his steak. Gerard Gilfone, the one chip challenge. Talk us through it, Jer.
Oh, wow! I can smell the heat.
Folks, Jerry, I tell you, you talk a big game. We were watching Shaq do this challenge on TNT, and Jerry's talking a big game. We're on the phone. I said, Jerry, there's no way you can do this thing. Here he goes.
Oh, wow, it's a big chip.
Holy shit. They got packaging for those of you listening just on the Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you're listening through. It is so they have wrapping over the single chip. Wait. Here he goes. Now, Jerry, you got to give the pick while you eat the chip. Okay, go ahead.
Yep.
Talk us through it, Jerry.
Oh, I'm nervous.
Jerry. Jerry, you got to talk to us. You got to talk to us, Jerry. Talk to us so the mic goes on you.
For the pick. Like the Eagles Giants game.
For those of you who can't see right, Jerry, host of Omni. Jerry, talk to us. You got to talk us through this. What's your pick and why, Jerry Don? What's your pick and why? Talk to us, Jer. Get it out, Jer. Jerry, can you talk?
I can talk. I don't know if I can talk.
Jerry, try and get your pick out. Jerry, try and get your pick out to the folks. We still need the pick, Jerry Dodd.
Yeah.
Come on, Jerry, you got it.
Yeah. I'm on. What are you going with, Bob?
Jerry, can you talk to us? Can you talk to us, Jerry?
Yeah, I could talk.
How does it feel? How hot is it?
Oh, it's bad. It's bad. It's real bad.
Now, Jerry, I like the Eagles under. I like the Eagles. I'm sorry. You like the Eagles over. I like the Dodgers Tuesday night, which is tonight. I like the Dodgers. You like the Eagles. Tell me why you like the Eagles, Jerry.
I just think I like the over, Bob, in the Eagles Giants game Thursday night. I want to put $100 on it. $100. I want to put my first 100 on the over in the Eagles game.
Okay.
Over.
All right. Well, there it is, folks.
That's my.
Jerry's going to go ahead and take the over of 44. I'm going to take the Dodgers 100, risking 170. Lay the points, Jerry. That's $200 total for us. We have 1,000 to play with. Jerry, do you have anything for us?
I see in the funny papers.
All right, there he is. Jerry just took the one chip challenge. He is out for the count. In fact, he could barely speak right now, folks. Jerry Don, we will see you episode 2. We love your commitment to the pod. Go Dodgers, go Eagles, 100 apiece. Ride with us, folks. Folks, don't you go anywhere. Stay right with us. Who would I be if I didn't stop this show to remind you that the Brilliantly Dumb Show is brought to you by Raycon. Folks, treat your ears the way they need to be treated with the most premium product around, folks. Raycon's newest model, the Everyday E25 earbuds, are their best ones yet. 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing. Folks, they do anything and everything over at Raycon. For a limited time, get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/dumb. D-U-M-B. That's buyraycon.com/dumb for a special 15% discount on Raycon wireless earbuds. Make sure to check it out now while the deal's running. Buyraycon.com/dumb. Moving on. Well, folks, as we keep things moving along here on the Brilliantly Dumb Show, you know what I want to talk to you guys about real briefly today is landscapers. You know, these lawn crews, not even like the regular ones, landscapers. I mean like the full-blown hardcore Latino landscapers. I'm just fascinated with these guys because they have the same demeanor no matter what day of the week it is, no matter what the weather it is. Landscapers would be the best poker players. They never have a bad day, but they never have a good day. They're just having a day. They get out of their truck. They show up to whatever lawn it is that day. Each person knows who's getting the backyard, who gets the front yard, who gets the bushes. They have a game plan, and they attack. And they execute their game plan day in and day out. No bullshit. I love these guys, and I always want to get in good with whatever lawn crew we have outside. Like our apartment building has a landscaper crew. You always want to get in good with them because you'd be surprised what these guys hear and see. They're next to your place all day, so they know who on the block is getting divorced, who's going through depression, who's living good, who's having a lot of sex. The landscapers always know. And I always wanted to be a part of these crew. I don't want to have to do the hard manual labor that they have to do because it's got to be tough. They refuse to wear short sleeve shirts, or they always got to have long sleeve everything. It's 90 degrees out. But the thing that I would like to be a part of is, have you ever seen these guys on lunch? You know how much fun these landscaper crews' lunch looks like? Because they earn that lunch. And they all gather around. They find the little spot of shade. They circle around, and these guys just enjoy their lunch break. They got the big coolers with them that their wife packed. They got the big Yeti mugs that's got like 6 different layers. It's like one of those Russian dolls where you just take one off and then another doll appears and you got to keep taking it off. It gets smaller and smaller. Their lunches look spectacular. They put coffee in the same mug that also has Coca-Cola and water all in the same mug. It's just different layers. And they're so responsible about bringing the Tupperware back home to their wives and whatnot. And the lunches these wives pack just look spectacular. There's like 6 different layers to the cooler when they open it up. It's like a 5-course meal. They just separate it by paper towels. And these guys just gather in the shade and they just enjoy their lunch. They enjoy each other's company. They don't say much to each other, but you could tell they're enjoying it, no doubt about it. In corporate America, we don't want to be bothered on our lunch break. We put our headphones in, we listen to a podcast, we bury our head in our phones, we eat our sandwich, and we go about our day. We don't want to be bothered. Not these landscapers, they're holding court. And I always wanted to be a part of that. I don't want to have to do the dirty work that they do, but I want to be a part of the trips. You ever see the trips on their way to the lawn that they're going to be landscaping that day? It just looks so enjoyable. It's got 2 different rows in the big-ass truck that they're using, and somehow they could fit 4 people in the front row, 6 people in the back, yet they look so comfortable. And they're just enjoying each other's company. They got tractor trailers, lawnmowers, all types of equipment just hauling on the back. You just pray to God they don't have to take a left-hand turn anytime soon. But they're just enjoying the breeze, enjoying the time. You ever have these guys pull up to you next at a light? Every time I turn over and look at them, wow, those guys are having a good time. I just want to be like a clubhouse guy. The guy that never gets into the game, but he's there for the ride. And I show up for the lunch breaks. I show up for the ride there, show up for the ride back. These guys just gel together very well. And it's usually not even their company. It's like the most American name on the side of the truck that they're driving. McDonald Lawn Care. It's like, well, where the fuck is Mr. McDonald? How come he's not here right now? Norman Griffin Landscaping and More. Well, where the fuck is Norman right now? I'm fascinated by these guys. We got a guy outside. I always go out and I talk to them. His name is Alejandro, but I can't pronounce the R with the tongue roll at the end. And Alejandro's the jefe. He's like the lead guy. Yet in these crews, always the smallest guy is always the lead guy. I don't know why that's the case, but it is. Alejandro's like 4'4". But I can't pronounce that tongue roll on Alejandro at the end. So he said, don't worry, just call me Poppy. I said, wow, that's quite a transition. You can't get away with that in America. Imagine if somebody doesn't know how to pronounce my name. Is it Robbie or Roby? No, you know what? Just call me Daddy. It's like, excuse me? Who the fuck do you think you are? How about Alejandro? Just call me Poppy. I call him Poppy. And what Alejandro did the other day, what Poppy did, I'm walking outside. Mind you, I'm always recording in my living room here. So every single morning, Poppy's got to hear me throughout my doors. I always keep the windows open to get some type of breeze in here, if any. And you just hear me, thank you for listening to the Brilliantly Dumb Show. All right, folks. And Poppy's got to be so confused. But I come out the other day and I go to say goodbye to him. I'm going for my morning run. Poppy looks at me. And he goes, mind you, this guy's been hearing me every single week for months just record the show. Finally, he looks at me and he points, and he's like he's trying to get something out of his mouth to say something. And all of a sudden I go, all right, Poppy, take care. He goes, thank you for listening to the Brilliantly Dumb Show. I said, Poppy, you better fucking believe it, baby. Tuesday after Friday, Tuesday after Friday, Tuesday after Friday. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Poppy's downstairs right now mowing the lawn. Thank you for listening to the Brilliantly Dumb Show. I've never been so jacked up in my life than when Poppy said the Brilliantly Dumb Show. I was fired up. And the thing about these landscapers is you never see a transaction of money. You never see any sort of payment. Even when I was growing up living in a house, we always had a landscaper crew, but nobody knew who was paying them. I'd be like, Ma, do you pay these guys like every day to show up, or do they just show up? She goes, Robbie, I have no idea. It's almost like they just show up. They all just pick amongst other landscapers who gets what lawn. It's kind of like you were grandfathered in. Like you buy a new house. Oh, by the way, you have Albert's lawn care crew. That's the only one you can have because you were grandfathered into the house. So you don't have any other. There's not many people that are in the market for a new landscaper. You kind of just get whoever shows up that day or that week. And it almost seems like you never get billed. I've never seen any sort of transaction. Imagine if Poppy, like you ever see a guy like Poppy or these landscapers show up to your door and say, hey, by the way, your credit card payment didn't go through. Do you have a new card that you would like to use? Never. They just mow the lawn. But my God, do these lunches look fun? The rides to the lawn, the rides away from the lawn just look like so much fun. Anywho, we are moving along here on the Brilliantly Dumb Show. I love you, Poppy. All right, folks, been a roller coaster of an episode here on the Brilliantly Dumb Show. We wouldn't have it any other way. That's just the way we do things here. Now, time to close this puppy down, but we don't close out any episode without everybody's favorite segment. It's the Ask Bob segment, week by week. Tuesday after Friday. Following that Tuesday, I tell you, fine folks, submit your questions to the DMs to be featured on the Ask Bob segment. Taking me up on that this week was a young man from Concord, North Carolina. Chris Douglas wants to know, Bobby, I know it's been a tough year with you for the Jets, but wanted to get your thoughts on if they should tank for Trevor Lawrence and what tangibles Bobby McShay would look for in his quarterback. It's a phenomenal question. Now, in regards to the Jets tanking, they have no choice but to tank. They stink that much where there's no option of being good and winning some games. They can't just go out there and even win 3 games this year because they stink. They're miserable. They have no choice but to tank. They're a total dumpster fire, and everybody knows it. Nobody denies it. Some of these teams even that stink, at least you can look at them and say, okay, well, you know what? They're good on that side of the ball. They just need help here, here, and here. No, the Jets need help everywhere. There is not one position where they're average at. They stink all around the board. And if they can get Trevor Lawrence, by all means, get Trevor Lawrence, because it appears now we even need a new quarterback, which I'm not opposed to. So if you can get him, get him. They're the worst team in the NFL. I think they have a good shot to get him. But here's what I look for intangibles to a good NFL quarterback. Forget the Todd McShay stuff. Forget the Mel Kiper stuff, the arm and all of this. I'm going to get you 75% of the way there. I want a quarterback that's a classy guy because classy quarterbacks always tend to be the best quarterbacks. The controversial quarterbacks are not the quarterbacks that win. Controversial players don't win the way that they used to get away with. The Cam Newtons of the world don't win Super Bowls. Controversial quarterbacks do not win Super Bowls. They just don't. Think of all the last Super Bowls. Tom Brady doesn't say a bad word, says all the right things, classy guy. Russell Wilson says all the right things. Peyton Manning says all the right things. Aaron Rodgers. Classy quarterbacks are the quarterbacks that I look for. And I like this question, and I even wrote a blog about this on Bro Bible. And the way I kind of thought of it is, the quarterbacks I want are the quarterbacks that I would let date my mother, that type of class. Now, my mother's been happily married to my father for 30 some odd years. But if my mom were to be single, okay, who are the quarterbacks that I would want showing up to my doorstep? Who are the quarterbacks that you would let take your daughter on a date? What quarterbacks do you want to see showing up at your doorstep to take your daughter out? That when you say be home by 9, they're going to be home by 8:55. And I thought to myself, who are the top 5 quarterbacks I'd let date my mom? And about 4 of them, it just so happened, turned to be the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. That's what made me kind of think about this whole thing. I was thinking about it for hours. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give you the top 5 quarterbacks that I would let date my mother. Now, the first quarterback's maybe the only quarterback that wouldn't be arguably in the top 5. That's a guy by the name of Kirk Cousins, as classy as they come. He's funny, says all the right things, a class act. I like Kirk Cousins. How can you not? I'd put Kirk Cousins at number 5 to date my mother. Number 4, I would let Drew Brees date my mother. Arguably a top 5 quarterback, maybe not this year, definitely the last couple years, definitely over the past decade, you're putting Drew Brees in that top 5. Folks, classy quarterbacks win. Drew Brees, as classy as they come. I'd let him date my mother. Number 3, Patrick Mahomes. Talk about a winner. This guy's going to be winning for the next 10 years. Says all the right things. The type of guy that can walk up to the podium, face the media, give them nothing to write about because he's going to say all the right things. The Cam Newtons of the world do not win trophies. I put Patrick Mahomes at 3 to date my mother. Number 2. The number 2 quarterback that I'd let date my mom, Deshaun Watson. Have you seen this guy's smile? That smile on Deshaun Watson screams nothing but a classy guy. Does all the right things, says all the right things. Deshaun Watson, I got at number 2. Number 1 to me is an absolute no-brainer. Your daughter's going on a date with an NFL quarterback. What quarterback do you want showing up to your doorstep? Russell Wilson, who's probably going to be the MVP this year, as nice as they come. You're not going to find a whole lot of bad stories out there about Russell Wilson. Nothing but class. So when it comes to my quarterbacks, I want class. Top shelf, classy guys. I don't care what's going on with my wide receivers, my running backs. They could do whatever they want in their off time. Quarterbacks, you want class. Who are you going to let date your mother? Those are the top 5 quarterbacks. Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, Drew Brees, Kirk Cousins. 5 of those guys right there. 4 of them, arguably, top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. So tell Mel Kiper, Todd McShay to put all their draft notes away. Look for the classy, humble guy. That's who you want on your team. That's who you want behind the helm, leading your roster Sunday after Sunday. The Jets don't have that. The Jets don't have that classy, say all the right things quarterback. There you have it, folks. The Brilliantly Dumb Show. We will see you Friday. Jersey Jerry will return for part 2 of his segment. We are rocking and rolling, folks. If you could do me a huge favor, go ahead on Apple Podcasts. Please give 5 stars, subscribe to the Apple Podcast, comment. It helps keep the ball moving for us. Folks, love you all. We will see you Friday. You take care now. Not today, Bubba.
Go get him, Bubba. Love you.
Not today, Bubba. Gordy, can I bother you for a second?